Brown is such an amazing community because you have access to so many resources and you have the flexibility. At a lot of schools, I don't think the curriculum provides the flexibility that students would need to start a new venture or explore a new idea. And for me, I know Brown gave me that flexibility. And so my path was just asking a lot of people for help and just soliciting advice and guidance. I just got to spend another 15 minutes with Barrett Hazeltine, which was just phenomenal because he had such an impact on my life. But Brown, as a community, I think gave me that opportunity. And so I would encourage people to sort of look across the university and look at all the various resources, whether they be through the Swearer Center, whether they be through departments, whether they be through individuals, and just start accessing what's available and knocking on doors and asking people for advice and guidance, because it's the one time in somebody's life when they're physically in a location where they can reach out and touch all of these different resources. And I don't know that I understood that when I was here, but in hindsight, it made all the difference in the world. I've had so many people who've given of their time and expertise and wisdom for the benefit of whatever we were working on. And it started with Professor Hazeltine, who shortly after I was diagnosed took me on as a student for an independent study. And there were others in the university who did the same. There were professors, there were students, there were alumni. I still stay in touch with a lot of alumni who are 2 or 3 sort of decades older than I am, but who have a passion to help young people. And those relationships were formed and forged during my time at Brown, and they're lifelong relationships that have been sort of so beneficial. It's interesting, I received career advice about 3 weeks ago from somebody who actually has an interesting Brown connection. So I was talking to former president of Brown, Gordon Gee, who was only here for a very short period of time during the time when I was here. And Gordon said, his best advice for people in their career is focus on doing what you're doing so well that you never have to worry about what's next. If you are doing what you're doing now so well, as he put it, you'll never have to write a resume because opportunities will come to you from all different angles and walks of life. And I think it's so true. I think oftentimes people are looking at what's next and they lose sight of the fact that what they're doing now is so important. And so I think that's just awesome advice. I think for me, the most rewarding moment, it's really hard to answer. I feel like every day, I feel like I get to do what I love every day. And so I couldn't ask for more. I couldn't ask for a better situation. Even though it's been hard and stressful, it's when you get to do what you love every day, it just feels right. I've been fortunate enough to be honored and celebrated, and the organization and my colleagues have been awarded different things, and those are all fine, but to me, maybe the biggest thing is hearing from people who we serve. When you get notes and texts and tweets and emails and letters and people just say, this changed my life, that's what matters. I'll tell you one quick story. One of my close classmates from Brown lives in Connecticut, and he serves on the board of a private school there. And he's the treasurer, I think. And he sent me a letter the other day that the school received from a family who is receiving financial assistance from the school. And he said, "You'll never believe this letter." And I opened the letter, and it was a letter from this parent, and they were writing to the school saying, "We're so grateful for the financial assistance you provided us. Let us tell you our story." And the story was that the mother of these 3 kids was diagnosed with advanced pancreatic cancer and told that there was no hope. And they said, we would not have been able to send our kids to this school given the medical sort of bills and financial impact this has had. And they went on to say that not only is she surviving and doing well, but that the Livestrong at the Y program in Connecticut has totally changed her life, and that she's gotten in shape, and she is, and this was about a month ago, she is doing for the first time, the first weekend in September, her first triathlon, something she never dreamed she could do. She wasn't athletic prior, and that this program has just given her the confidence and the self-esteem and the athletic ability. And you read those letters, I may never meet that family. I may never even sort of know what they look like or who they are, but that's what makes it all worthwhile. And so those are sort of the highlights of my days and my career for sure.